Hello, strong, beautiful, confident woman of God. Yes, I am talking to you. Welcome to the Purpose After Domestic Violence podcast, where getting freedom from the effects of domestic violence meets empowerment to walk in the fullness of your God-designed purpose. I am your host, Tina. I am an attorney, an author and speaker, and a Christian life purpose coach. I will be your guide here, helping you on your journey from overcoming victimhood and just simply surviving to stepping into the victorious life God has waiting just for you. As we travel this road together, Purpose After Domestic Violence is not just a podcast. It's a sacred space where the shackles of domestic violence are broken and empowerment takes root, grows, and flourishes. Here, we are not just surviving, we're thriving in the fullness of our God-designed purpose. I have personally walked the path from victimhood to victory, and I'm here to guide you through it. Picture me as your big sister, holding your hand, sharing wisdom and revelation, and helping you navigate the twists and turns of this path towards healing, freedom, and empowerment. Whether you're on the path to victory or seeking a guiding light in the storm, Purpose After Domestic Violence is here for you. Together, we'll illuminate the path forward to a life filled with purpose. Welcome, my sweet sister, to the Purpose After Domestic Violence podcast. Hello, my sweet sister. Welcome back to the podcast. Okay, today I am so excited. I'm so excited about this episode. Okay, so we have worked through the entire StoryBrand framework, right? So today, what we're going to do two things. We're going to put the story together, okay? And then also, we're going to use the analogy of the butterfly, okay? So my calendar that I have on my wall in my kitchen, there's a beautiful picture of a butterfly, and it says on it, "Your wings already exist. You just need to fly." I love that. So that's kind of the theme of today's podcast, okay? So, and then just to remind you, next week, we're going to have Becca come back on and wrap this series up, okay? All right. So in this episode, in our StoryBrand series, we're talking about something truly powerful today. Transformation. Okay, our hero, Mara, started this journey as a woman trapped in survivor mode. She carried the weight of her past, the pain of domestic violence, and the belief that this was just her reality. But we know that's not where her story ends, right? Like a caterpillar wrapped in the darkness of a cocoon, Mara has been through a season of deep struggle. She has fought, she has healed, and she has grown stronger. And today she emerges as a strong, beautiful, confident woman of God. Mara's story is not just one of survival. It's about transformation. The caterpillar stage, lost and broken. Every butterfly starts as a caterpillar. At this stage, it crawls, it struggles, it simply survives. Mara, in the beginning of this story, was the same way. She was doing everything she could just to get through the day. Domestic violence had stolen so much. Her confidence, her sense of self-worth, and even her ability to dream. She felt small, powerless, and like she would always be stuck in the cycle of survival. Can you relate to that? Have you ever felt like you were just trying to make it from one day to the next, That is survival mode, the very definition of it. Mara was carrying so much. The fear, the shame, the broken pieces of her past. But here's the thing about a caterpillar. It was never meant to stay that way. God always had something greater in mind, even for the caterpillar. So you have to know that he has something greater in mind for you, right? Romans 8:28 tells us, and we know that in all things, God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. Even the pain, even the struggle, God was using it all to transform Mara. The cocoon stage, the breaking and the becoming. So in Mara, something started to shift. Mara made a decision. She was not going to stay stuck, right? She took that first step. She downloaded the top 3 reasons you're stuck in survivor mode after experiencing domestic violence and how to break free. And she started to see truth instead of lies. Truth about who she was, about who God created her to be. But just like the caterpillar must go into the cocoon, this next part of the journey was not easy. In the cocoon, everything breaks down before it is rebuilt. Mara had to face things she had been running from, the lies she believed about herself, the wounds she never fully acknowledged, the fears that had held her captive. She wrestled with doubt. She wondered, can I really be free? Can I truly step into something greater? But the cocoon is not a tomb. It's a place of transformation. Isaiah 43:18 and 19 says, forget the former things. Do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? God was working. He was breaking the chains, renewing her mind, and preparing her to emerge. And she took that second step, right? Getting the Proverbs 26:2 bundle. This is all part of that cocoon stage. Then the butterfly emerges, strong, beautiful, and free. Then came the moment Mara never thought possible. She had done the work. She had followed the plan. She had taken the steps of healing, of learning, of stepping into purpose, right? And just like the butterfly, she broke free. Mara is no longer the same woman. She's no longer bound by the past. She is strong, she is beautiful, and she is confident. John 8:36 says, so if the Son sets you free, you will be free indeed. Mara is not just free from her past, she is free to embrace her future. The butterfly does not crawl back into the cocoon, right? It does not go back to the old ways. It flies. And you, my sweet sister, you were made to fly. Your transformation, becoming who God created you to be, right? Mara's story is your story. Right now, you might feel like the caterpillar, struggling just to survive, or maybe you're in the cocoon, breaking down, healing, and letting go of the past. But hear me on this. Your butterfly moment is coming. God did not create you just to survive. He created you to soar. Jeremiah 29:11, we keep coming back to this verse because it reminds us, for I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a hope and a future. The enemy wants to keep you stuck in survivor mode, but God wants to set you free to become the woman he designed you to be. The question is, are you ready? I believe you are, right? So today we're completing Mara's story. We have walked through every step of the StoryBrand framework, unpacking the journey from being stuck in survivor mode to walking in total freedom and purpose. So now let's bring it all together, okay? Mara's story, it's not just a story, right? It's your story. And today I want you to listen with open ears and an open heart. Because if God did it for Mara, if God did it for me, if God did it for Becca, he can do it for you. And he wants to. Okay? So let's go through the StoryBrand framework. Step 1, the hero, right? Who is Mara? Mara never thought her life would turn out this way. She was a woman who once dreamed of a future filled with hope, love, and purpose, but then came the abuse, the emotional wounds, the fear, the feeling of being trapped. She got out, but somehow the abuse never really left her. The bruises faded, but the effects remained. She carried the shame. She carried the fear. And she carried the feeling that she would never be free. Mara was stuck in survivor mode. She functioned, she lived, but deep inside, she was not truly alive. She felt like she was crawling through life, just trying to get by, much like that caterpillar that never knew it was meant to be more. Step 2, the problem. What is keeping her stuck? Mara wanted more, but she faced a battle, and she faced a very real enemy, right? She learned that the villain in her story wasn't the person who abused her. It was the enemy of her soul. She had an external problem, the fact that she had experienced domestic violence and couldn't seem to move forward. But she also had an internal problem. She knew that God had a purpose for her, but she was stuck in survival mode and didn't know how to break free. And she also had a philosophical problem, right? Remember, God does not want his daughter stuck in survivor mode. This is a problem between bondage and freedom. The weight of all this made her question, am I even worthy of more? She felt like she was standing at the edge of a door, but something kept pulling her back. She saw that the door to her prison cell had been opened, but she didn't know how to walk through it. That's when she found Isaiah 30, verse 1. Woe to the rebellious children, said the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. God was showing her something very powerful. Staying in survivor mode was not just a struggle. It was keeping her from obedience to God's purpose. That was when Mara knew she had to move forward. Step 3, the guide. Who helps Mara? Every hero needs a guide, someone who has walked the path before them. Mara needed someone who had been there, someone who had broken free, someone who could show her the way. And that's when she found Power After DV, Freedom from the Effects of Domestic Violence. That's when she found this podcast. That's when she found the Proverbs 26:2 bundle. That's when she found Tina and Becca. She learned that she was not alone. She learned that healing and freedom was possible. And she discovered the plan that could lead her to total freedom. The guide gave her the plan. The same way a butterfly needs to struggle out of its cocoon To strengthen its wings, Mara needed to push through her healing to truly fly. Step 4, the plan. How does she break free? Mara followed a simple but powerful plan. Step 1, she downloaded those top 3 reasons and she read through them and she made some notes. She spent time with the Lord and she got some revelation, right? She started to understand the strongholds that had been holding her back. And then she did step 2. She got that Proverbs 26:2 bundle and she broke free from the effects of verbal abuse and those lies that the enemy has spoken to her throughout her entire life. And she gave it to the Lord, right? She invested in step 3, which was power after DV, the freedom from the effects of domestic violence. She got the book and the workbook. She got the online course. She did the work, right? She engaged in that weekly sister time. She made a choice that she wasn't going to stay stuck anymore. She took the next steps with the online course, the group program, or the one-on-one coaching that gave her the support that she needed. And little by little, she started to see the transformation. Step 5, the call to action. What pushes her forward? Mara had a choice to make. To stay the same, to stay stuck in survivor mode, or to step into the fullness and the freedom and the healing that God called her to. She knew what would happen if she did nothing. She would stay stuck. She would live a life less than what God had for her, and she would never truly be free. James 1:22 says, "But be doers of the word and not hearers only, deceiving yourselves." Mara refused to deceive herself any longer, and she refused to let the devil deceive her any longer. She said yes to the process. She said yes to the calling. She said yes to becoming the woman God created her to be. Step 6, the avoidance of failure, right? What happens if Mara doesn't take action? Mara knew what was at stake. If she didn't take this step, she would continue living in the shadow of her past. She would never experience true freedom. She would miss out on the God-given purpose she was created for. She realized that if I don't do this, I'm staying in sin because God has called me to more. Hebrews 12:1 says, "Let us throw off everything that hinders and the sin that so easily entangles, and let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us." Mara refused to stay entangled. She was ready to fly. Step 7, the transformation. Who is Mara now? Mara is no longer the woman she used to be. She is strong. She is free. She has emerged from the cocoon, spread her wings, and she is now soaring. Her identity has shifted. She is not a survivor of domestic violence anymore. She is a strong, beautiful, confident woman of God. She has had success, right? She has had success. Mara has stepped into the freedom. And now, my sweet sister, it is your turn. Mara's story is your story. Right now, you may feel like the caterpillar, crawling, struggling just to survive. Or maybe you're in the cocoon, wrestling, healing, wondering if real freedom is possible. But I'm here to tell you, Your butterfly moment is coming. You were made to fly. Oh, it's a beautiful story. Mara's story is such a beautiful story. And Mara's story is your story. But you have to take the next steps, right? So in this power after DV, the 3 steps are: download the top 3 reasons you're stuck in survivor mode. Then step 2, get the Proverbs 26:2 bundle and do that. Work through it. Do the work. And then step 3 is to join either the online course, the group program, or the one-on-one coaching to get your total freedom. The journey is waiting. Are you ready to say yes? Are you ready to choose life? Oh, I hope so, my sweet sister. I really hope so. So good. So good. God wants Mara's story to be your story. And I truly believe he's going to change your name, right? Just like Naomi changed her name to Mara, right? When we come out of this, God gives us a new name. Mm, so good. So good. All right. So you've got to do the work, but I am here to help you. I'm here to be your guide. I have the plan for you. I'm going to help you avoid failure so that you can live in success, right? And just to go back to the purpose pyramid, this is all about power after DV, that bottom foundational level of the purpose pyramid. Okay. So let's take Mara's story and make it yours and get you the total freedom that God wants for you. I love you so much, so much. You don't even know. And come back next week as Becca and I wrap up this series with talking about this story, your story. I love you. Be blessed and take these steps. Thank you so much for joining me on my Purpose After Domestic Violence podcast. I hope today's conversation resonated with you. And if you think it could encourage someone you know, please share it. Together we can spread the light of healing and purpose. I would so appreciate it if you would like, subscribe, and leave me a review. These small actions would bless me indeed and help other women find this podcast and be encouraged too. Remember, you are not alone. Your strength is undeniable, and your journey is worth celebrating. If you have questions, thoughts, or topics you'd like me to explore in the future, please reach out on social media, or you can visit my website at purposeafterdv.com. Before we part ways, always remember, you are a strong, beautiful, confident woman of God, and your purpose is shining brightly within you. Until next time, stay strong, stay inspired, and keep moving forward on your journey to a life filled with purpose.